the system has dynamically allocated resources and self-organized via distributed token networks. In short, blockchain is not just an information technology, but also an institutional technology, in that it enables us to design incentive structures in the form of token economies, and in such a way convert centralized organizations into distributed markets via token economics. This is where things start to get quite complex, as we move into the realm of designing economies and incentive systems for coordinating human activity in a decentralized fashion, something that could potentially enable the coordination of human activity at a much larger scale than has been possible before. The great design innovation of the blockchain is really its capacity to coordinate a network of autonomous nodes towards maintaining a shared infrastructure. And this is done not just through innovations in information technology, but also through the design of incentive systems, which has traditionally been the domain of economics. Through adding a layer of trust and value exchange,
This fall, one man will take a step in the right direction. Now, Greg, you're rather right. And he won't be stopped, because when Greg laces up in the Levitate 5, he becomes the game changer. A man who doesn't watch from the stands, but conquers them. Discover your alter ego today.
Hello everybody, Stinky Scrublet here, back again in Decentraland, and today we're going to be talking about crafting inside of Wonder Zone once again. The reason I'm making this video is because obviously Mana Decentraland is popping off because of the whole meta boom, and we know that this is the greatest metaverse that exists. So, you're in Decentraland and you want to get your own wearable NFTs, and that's great because you can earn them in the Wonder Zone for free. So the basics of mining in the Wonder Zone are literally go up to a meteor, which I'm going to do right here. We go up to it and we click it. And you don't have to sit next to it or anything, you can actually walk away. And in a second here we will see what we earned for mining. It takes a few seconds. So we got 1 Wonder Coin, 1 Emerald, and 1 Iron. So these different materials that you get are what you use to craft over at this machine. So if you're just starting, I wouldn't recommend trying to craft wearables yet. If you're just starting, I recommend you craft the bronze axe, and then you move on to the iron axe and continually, upgrade your axe. Because once you get a better axe, you have a better chance for better loot. So once you feel comfortable with the axe you're at, you can go ahead and move on to creating wearables. So to make wearables, you need wearable tokens. And as you can see, here is what you need to craft them. Most of these are found just from the meteor. But there's 2 items here that you need 3 of each to create a wearable token, and we'll take a look at them now. See, blue fabric, you need 3 blue fabric and 3 glow metal to make a wonder token. And so once you have your wonder token, you will basically find the thing that you want to craft, and as you can see, a lot of these are 0 remaining because these are the more sought after items. just like I have the jacket here. So as you can see, a lot of these are not available, but we still have shirts and hats, which are actually amazing. I got myself one of the hats because it's very cheap for one of these wearables for crafting. It's very inexpensive compared to the other ones, and they give you the mining bonus. So I think these are really great options for people who are, you know, just starting. Not just starting, you're probably gonna have to mine for a few days to get this, but basically you find it and you can craft it just like that. So now it's ready to mint. I'm going to show the minting process in just a second. I just want to talk a little bit more about Wonder Zone. So the basics are, you mine, and each time you mine, it uses 5 Wonder Coins. And as you can see, that's the gold W coin down there at the bottom right. And you might be wondering, well, I'm using my Wonder Coins, how do I get more of them? Well, literally, you just get off the game for a while. Every 24 hours you'll get 100 more coins. It basically comes out to, you get a coin every 15 minutes. So basically, this, mining in this, my opinion, hop on once a day, do all your mining. Maybe you don't have all that time in one session. Maybe do 2 15-minute sessions throughout the day and you will finish your mining. And you can go ahead and upgrade your axe, and from there, go ahead and start creating wearables. So as you can see, I just crafted one and it said waiting to mint. So how do we mint? What you're going to want to do is go to I'll put this link in the description. It's a little long. You can type in wondermine.wonderzone.io/claim item. I will put this link in the description. So this is after you crafted it and you're ready to claim it. And as you can see, the item that I would like to claim says it's on Matic. So what you're going to need to do is go to your MetaMask or your wallet of choice and switch to the Matic mainnet. If you don't have your Matic mainnet set up on MetaMask, I suggest you Google it. There's a lot of tutorials on how to add Matic mainnet to MetaMask. So once you're in here, you find the item you want to claim. So I already got that. So all we need is the Wonder Zone logo cap. And luckily, since this is on Matic, this is going to cost us like a penny. If you don't have enough Matic for this, Google Matic faucet, and there are websites that will send you just enough Matic to pay for gas, and you know, that's really amazing. I already have a little bit of Matic on here, so I'm just going to go ahead and confirm this. And another thing I want to mention, if you got something like the MC ear transmitters, and that's going to be on ETH, you're going to have to pay gas and it might be expensive. So whenever you're actually going to choose your item, make sure it doesn't say ETH main or will cost gas, because it's going to hit you. It's going to be kind of expensive. You might be paying $100 in gas. So that basically about sums it up. We crafted our item, we minted it, and just to show you guys, we can go on to OpenSea and check my account out and see that I actually received the item that I just crafted. Oops. So we go to activity, and 1 minute ago I crafted a Wonder Zone logo cap. And it's really that easy. The hardest part is putting in the time, mining every day, and basically getting prepared for that next event. So, you know, I would go ahead and grab yourself a Wonder Zone logo shirt and hat, because they give a nice mining bonus, and it'll prepare you for the next event, and you can craft something even better, even more valuable, even more rare. So, shouts out, go get your NFTs, have fun. Thanks for watching.
When your psoriasis is bad, it can be hard to see what's possible.
But with Taltz, the possibilities become clear. Taltz is proven to give you a chance at 100% clear skin. With Taltz, up to 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis saw a significant improvement of their psoriasis plaques. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Taltz can also reduce joint pain and stiffness for patients with psoriatic arthritis. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
Alright, so welcome into our live stream today. We're going to be talking about the rising stars in the blockchain game area, and I think you guys are going to like this because there's a lot of new games and also some rising stars within there that I think are, one, ready for potential investment, maybe as a potential opportunity. We're going to dive into that a little deeper. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back to TechPath. As we get into this, the first thing I will say is these types of really reviews that we do on a lot of games, especially in our top 10, it's done under what we call a market mover. Market movers are very simple. We'll do our own research, pull together our own data sets, and then provide some potential opportunity for you guys in terms of really more of a research project for you to go and take a look at these projects. Not investment advice for you guys, but definitely, we're not doing any price targets today, just to let you know, but we are pointing out some elements within each one of these games that could drive them into some very special places. All right, let's just go into the ranking. I want to get over and
Hindi na ako siya narangala que tú tenías.
this is pretty cool.
No por ahí. Esta me la voy a poner música
What
ahogado, ¿no?
we did was we looked at, this is subjected in a list that is and was compiled by
Those are matches.
Then we went in and ranked this by sentiment.
No, pero te carga tú qué?
There's a
No,
lot of
¿verdad?
things in here that you guys can say, this game could be on that. If it's a game that has a little bit of maturity and has been around for a little bit, then it's most likely not going to make this list. Then we
40%, no me
took
tiene que poner nada,
¿Cuánto?
the overall
40.
sentiment of the
Pero ¿qué cargador usa esto?
El teléfono ese, seguro.
Del teléfono.
Now, we use
Oh, I think I have it
something
downstairs.
called the Crypto Power Index. The Crypto Power Index is pretty basic.
Sí, prosite,
We've been building it for many years, and essentially what it does is it looks at a couple of things. One, it looks at sentiment based on overall engagement across a variety of APIs that come in from social platforms. Secondly, it's going to look at amplification, how people are amplifying something. Think of it as the water cooler effect. Many people call it Metcalfe's law, the node effect. That is exactly what we're doing with the Crypto Power Index, and we give it a rating, and in many cases we can lay an industry over a chart to give you a price trajectory on how some of these projects will do. And we'll do a lot of that in our Diamond Circle. The Diamond Circle is where, and we're trying to pick up our speed on Diamond Circle for all you Diamond Circle members. Be ready, because we're getting ready to start unleashing a lot of these drops on projects on a daily basis that will come out, and the way we deliver those is via the email. So when you sign up for Diamond Circle, that's how it works. Let's get into the list here and take a look here, because I want to kind of run these down. And this is the ranking based on sentiment. Number one, of course, was Bomb Crypto at an 80.27. That's a pretty high score on sentiment under the conditions of the market as they are right now. Remember, gaming, I feel, though the tokens will sometimes tell you a different story, but in general, the gaming sentiment seems to be holding and somewhat resistant to what we're seeing in traditional crypto markets. And we're studying this really as a unique anomaly that I think we need to really put a lot of time in, because there is something happening in gaming crypto that I myself, being a data analyst and a researcher for 2 decades, I can't even put my finger on it, because I'm trying to figure out how and why some of these projects are continuing to hold these kind of sentiment numbers. So anyway, Phaeton Arena, another big project right here, 7915. I say big project, it's a rising star, but it is one that has a pretty sizable audience and membership and group. But Phaeton Arena coming in at number 2 at 7915, and then Soul Chicks, the one that just basically launched this week. Remember, this is one I think that people are kind of referring to as the project that kind of caused Solana a little bit of a problem. I will say something with Soul Chicks. You got to be on the lookout for all of these kind of games. I think one of the founders had been involved in a questionable situation. So do your own research, dive into these, always look at the team, always look at kind of the history of what's happening in any of these projects and see if it works for you. Walking Dead, this is a project that's not even released yet. They don't have any on Twitter, but Gala Games, of course, has made a huge to-do about this at Galaverse, and it already has, mainly because of its notoriety and awareness, a big following on social. It's holding it at 7711. And then Place Wars. We've had Place Wars here on our show. That is a rising star game for sure. I like what Myrtle is doing and what they are trying to do overall, still holding strong. And again, another rabid community. Place Wars, watch out for them, $75.99. Spider Tanks, another Gala game that's hitting the ranks here at $75.26. And right behind it is Miranda's, another Gala game. And people are looking at Gala and just going, why is this project just not absolutely unhooking? That's a very interesting scenario. We probably should take it and talk about that for a second. Gala has had a major correction during this period of time where we've seen this fall off in Bitcoin. And at the same time, they've been doing things like Galaverse. I wonder if that was a little bit priced in. We did have Bitbender on the show, but I wonder if that was a little priced in before, because we haven't continued to see Gala correct. If that thing gets anywhere near the low 40 cents, I think that becomes a major buy on where Gala is going, because there's a lot of games that they're releasing, and the likelihood of them doing even more innovation in the blockchain space. Remember, this is Zynga, former Zynga executives, lots of AAA talent. There's a lot happening there, and I think we're going to see some cool things coming. So Miranda's holding in right there at 74.85. Zuki Moba comes in at 73.14. We've talked about them before, but 73.14, another kind of an unknown game or unknown project, but is definitely starting to get some traction. Cryowar comes in at 72.58, and then the last on the list of the top 10 is Battle Hero. This again is based on our December sentiment rankings. Now, why is sentiment important? And many people look at this, well, just follow the charts, follow the news, follow these things. Sentiment is the biggest thing that I think directs social and crypto all in unison. These two elements are lockstep of how the crypto society of people who are investing in crypto, putting money into blockchain development, and why social media has somehow just become the place, the water cooler of where a lot of these programs are, one, brought to life, two, spread around the internet and people find out about them, and best of all, it's where people are creating these communities to talk to each other, share ideas and concepts around investing in something, and that's a big deal. The big advantage, though, that you have to put on top of that already is that this is a gaming sector. And gaming sectors are driven off of two things: pop culture and the gaming community. And that's been the way it has been in AAA gaming for over a decade, maybe 2 decades, if you look back at some of the early gaming era before we really saw the take-up of esports and what's happening there. Culture and community. Those two things right there will drive it. And because social is so tied to bubbles, And then you layer in the financial side of this. That's why sentiment matters a lot. Let's also go over here and take a look at the size of these active communities. This is the December numbers. And what we did was we just ranked the same exact group and rerouted them into by size of community. Fate and Arena comes in at number 1 at 429,000. Soul Chicks, ironically, this is a very unusual move on Soul Chicks because they're 371,000. They're the number 2 slot right now, and they're a brand new, even though it's a brand new release and an ongoing project that has been talked about for quite some time. For them to be able to grow to that level of community size is pretty, that's pretty impressive. I'm not, that one is a little bit, like I said, some of these I'm really questioning as to how they got there and is that community. The key here is sentiment is something you can't fake out. If sentiment is strong in a community, it does mean the community is active. We use sentiment based on a weighted scale, so it doesn't matter if you have 100,000 in your community or 1 million, you're still a weighted scale. So 1 million doesn't get a 95 and 100 doesn't get an 85. It's a weighted scale based on the quality of the sentiment that people are talking about your project. Number 3, Bomb Crypto, the top 3 holding it at 368, 121. And then Battle Hero, which was the lower last place, at least in this list, for overall sentiment, but right there in the middle at 321,000. Then Place Wars coming in at 319,000. I like this, again, I like this project because it's a small project and Asian based. Very, very interesting on where this could grow, and I think what we'll see in the Pacific Rim in terms of growth, because that is a gaming mecca. Place Wars could surprise us soon. Walking Dead Empires, 306,000. Again, this is, I think, all because of the franchise. Then you roll into Cryowar at 251,000, ZK, or excuse me, not ZK, but Zuki MOBA, 235,000. Spider Tanks, very young, still not completely out there, and I think Spider Tanks and Miranda's both do not have Twitter accounts, so we had to really create a different kind of credential to track that data down, 102,000 and 93,000 respectively. So that's cool. I like the fact that this helps you. Hopefully this will help you guys get your head around what projects are out there that are coming, which ones are rising, which one has a lot of potential to really roll out and become something special. I think Fate and Arena, if you look at where sentiment is holding, my picks on this would still be Fate and Arena and Bomb Crypto. I would still stay with Bomb Crypto. Soul Chick's still very new to be able to put enough behind it. I don't know that I would go that direction just yet. And then I still like Place Wars. Place Wars is one of my picks, and it's been in my gaming portfolio for quite some time, and I would continue to still go in that direction. Out of the lower ones, I don't know that I would go with Zuki or Cryowar based on just my research and the fact that sentiment is a little bit lower. However, their communities are respectable, and when you have a community, that can start to move a project into positive, modeling, especially if your gameplay. Many of these, remember, there's only a handful of these in alpha. Many of them are just a handful in beta. Many of them are in alpha or not even released yet. So keep all of that in mind. I wanted to show you guys some gameplay footage here as we get into some of this. And Theta, I wanted just to go to that one quickly because it is trading right now at 967. If you go back here to the year, you can kind of see the run-up that Theta has had, Theta and Arena has had, no pun for Theta, has had over the years. So not a bad one, and I still think this one is one that we're going to continue to see. And you can kind of see right here. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. On their Twitter, very active, 275,000 just on the Twitter side of things. Then you jump over to Soul Chicks. Of course, this token just got listed. You can kind of see where they are. Go to 7 days. This is the thing that got the big pop. It has moved on down into a typical correction. And this is the early state of a lot of these games. Don't let this red scare you away on early games. Remember, on a lot of these projects, it doesn't matter if it's a game or if it's a Z5 project, when it first started, gets released, bots are usually the ones, those are the areas where you don't want to invest unless you're in the pre-IDO. And that's typically where you're selling your tokens. But you want to be able to grab it on the back side of that and watch it run. And let me give you an example of one of these. And I think this will help you understand it. Let's go to D-Race. We'll take a look here at D-Race. Go to the all-time. or it's going to be off. Yeah. So you can kind of see it gets that little bump over here, and then this one had that little period of time where it was the perfect opportunity to buy it, and then boom, D-Ray started taking off. Probably not as an easy one to take and compare to, but that's a good example of how you got to watch these as we go. But Solchick still 275,000 on Twitter. Zooming in on that one. Again, moved up the ranks very quickly and growing. Miranda's, if you've not seen this one, this is a Gala Games project that I think is one that you guys should take a look at. It's very early on this one, but it's one that I definitely have on the lock. Gala has been so vocal about what they've done with Galaverse, and they had so much happening in terms of release and just some of the projects and things that they were dropping there. Obviously, this deal right here, I want to go over to one of the things that I thought was cool, and that was just this whole element around what they did at Galaverse. I mean, this was an absolute huge, and there was the Walking Dead promo like you see with Adam Levine. And I think this is the key. We're moving into an era with blockchain gaming that esports entered about a decade ago. And I think we are just maybe a fraction of a time away from it really taking off. Very early, yes, true. You watching this show, you guys understand how early you are in a lot of these projects. So good stuff. I want to jump to some gameplay here. Town Stars, just to give you an idea of what Town Stars has been doing, and you can kind of see they're really, this is one of the more mature projects out of Gala, and it's one that I think as you continuously see different kinds of gameplay footage, this one is very mature in the sense of how they built the app or the gaming app itself. So a good one. Spider Tanks, this is one of my favorite. This is the one I want to play. I have not had a chance to play this one, but I like these top-down games like this and anything that has guns in it, as my guys say. If it's got guns, it wins for me. I like it. And then let's take a look at this one right here on Soul Chicks. You can kind of see what their whole theming was. Let me jump along here into before their promo. Get into a little bit of their there we go. Into their ecosystem and environment. You can kind of see how they're doing their top down. And they've got this whole aspect, again, great graphics. This one I think has a potential to do some pretty cool things, you know, as it starts to correct and we start to see the project kind of mature and go forward. Let's take a look at Cryowar. This one has got just unbelievable, again, Unreal Engine right there, but I think really just great look and great graphics on how they're trying to create these kinds of blockchain elements. And then let's take a look at Place 4. You've probably seen us talk about this. We had Myrtle on the show, and really it's a tank game, and it has a lot of elements in it. It's also got Land that's coming out, which is a project called Macedonia, I think. That's going to be interesting to watch. And then Zuki MOBA. Again, a lot of these games have a lot of similar looks. So I think the ones that really break out and get very well done in terms of both graphics and also execution on their software development, those are the ones that could really kind of break out into top down. So as we get going, here's the people's favorite one, that one as well. I want to get into the questions. This one I love because I feel like the dynamic play here is so much more active. And if you're a gamer, you probably get into that kind of look. That's why I think Space has such a massive audience and a massive following. If you look at what Space is doing, it's kind of real right here on their numbers. Space is holding the 760, and then right there is the big story. Started. If they can get into the range of the members in their ecosystem, imagine what the conversion rate would be to players. And then you're going to get into all these player angles and aspects of many of these projects. And at that point, you get to critical mass, you start to see societal shift. Societal shift happening in AAA games and esports where that became careers for a lot of young people that were coming out of college or even high school that really liked gaming and were into it, and there was never really a vertical for that to go. Now
What if smartphones were more than just smart? The all-new Google Pixel 6 truly sees you, not a blurry face. With the most advanced and inclusive smartphone camera yet, Google Pixel 6.
Hello everybody, it's Stinky Scrubbit here, back again in Decentraland for another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how you can actually claim your own name. As you can see, I'm walking around and all of these names above the other players' heads are temporary names, and you can tell that because they have a hashtag and 4 characters after it. So basically they don't own their names, but say I type in the chat, you can see a name without the hashtag and 4 characters. That means I own it, and you know that's appearing above my head right now. So how can we actually claim a name that you own on the blockchain? Basically, you just go to builder.decentraland.org/names. Once you get there, you're going to have to sign with your MetaMask wallet, and you'll see the names that you own. If you're watching this video, I assume you don't own any names, but as you can see, I have my 2 names right here. And to make a new name or claim a new name, you hit the plus button and you type your name, and if it's available, you can claim it for 100 mana. So that's really sweet, but I'll tell you right now, mana is really expensive. So in the DAO, which is basically, you know, a bunch of mana holders, you know, they can make decisions about Decentraland. Basically, the DAO is looking to reduce the cost to mint a name to 25 mana, or even, you know, an amount connected to the US dollar, say $100. That would be the amount, but in mana. So, in my opinion, maybe wait on claiming a name unless there's a name that you want right now that you think somebody else might claim. A lot of people try to make money from names. They'll buy a company's name or a you know, a famous person's name and try to sell it. So it could be worth it at these prices for something like that. But as far as just buying your own name, like my name, Stinky Scrub, I bought it when mana was cheaper. So it's up to you guys if you want to wait and see how that works. And so sometimes when you're typing in a name, you might not be able to claim it because somebody already got it. If you're curious to look at some of the other Decentraland names, you can go to the OpenSea collection. I'll have a link in the description. So you can also come here and buy already created names from OpenSea, and then you'll be able to use them inside of Decentraland. So this is just a little video I wanted to put out there for those people that are curious, how can I make a name, how can I make a name? This is how you make a name right on the builder page. But like I said, the prices could come down on creating a name, so keep that in mind before you drop. I'm not sure how much 100 mana is right now, $400 or so. Quite a big investment. So in my opinion, keep your eyes out. Maybe the prices will drop. Maybe you can find a name on OpenSea for cheap that you would like to use. Either way, I hope this information helped you. And see, look, there we have one other person in here with a real name. So you are pretty unique in Decentraland if you own a name. You're obviously more recognizable. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped you out, and take care.
The Mormons are back. Tickets on sale now.
This year has been extremely challenging for me. I am broken, and I am healing.
I'm here at the memorial wall. I wanted to do something to remember my mum.
For some reason I'm having anxiety. Obviously it's normal with everything that's going on right now.
I think I'm going to take a break for a while.
You can get through it, and if you can get through it, there's a greater reward on the other side.
Just like anybody else, you know, I'm just trying to do my little part to try and save my community.
I'm
just really excited we're back open.
And I am smiling under my mask.
Incredible scenes on the day the fans came back.
Welcome back to the theater.
You guys, it's been so long.
You're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're just like, there I am.
Be your best. Never, ever, ever stop dreaming. I don't care what they tell you.
Do the jury in the above entitled matter at the count 3. Find the defendant guilty.
I am proud to
We are not drowning, we are fighting.
We cannot keep quiet about climate injustice. No action is too small.
We just have to band together as a community and get people's lives back.
Even as we grieve, we rue, even as we hurt, we hope that even as we're tired, we try that we'll forever be tied together, victorious.
There are a bunch of tutorials on YouTube about how to create NFT collections, but none of them show you the entire process. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an NFT collection and how to mint them for free, even if you have zero coding knowledge. In this video, we're going to dive headfirst into cryptocurrencies, NFTs, minting, and coding. I don't expect you to have any prior knowledge of any of this. If you already know Web 2, then this should be a breeze, but if not, no worries. We're going to go step by step through the entire process. I'm going to explain what blockchains and NFTs are and give you some context and background first. If you're already familiar with that and you just want to skip ahead to the good stuff, I have chapter markers set up for you, so just skip ahead to whatever section you want. The repo for the finished code will be in the description. So if you get stuck at any point, just reference that. And thanks to the sponsor of this video, NFTport, for making all of this possible. So what is an NFT? Well, it's simple. Non-fungible token. That makes sense, right? Okay, I know this entire cryptoverse is confusing. Non-fungible basically means that an item is unique and cannot be modified or replaced. For instance, if you have a dollar bill, you can exchange that dollar bill for another one and you still have $1. Both bills are equal and can be exchanged. But if you have an original Picasso painting, you can't exchange that for anything else. There's nothing else in the world that can equal that original painting. You could buy it for money, but it's not the same thing. That's what an NFT is. It's a token that is original, unique. It can't be altered or ever replaced equally. Now, most NFTs are on the Ethereum blockchain. But what even is a blockchain? Well, a blockchain is a database. But instead of all of the data being stored by one centralized computer or server, the data is distributed or decentralized into blocks of data onto many computers. Now, these blocks are chained together, hence blockchain. This is what makes blockchain technology so great. The data is owned by the citizens instead of corporations and data monopolies. Data can be anything, but is generally used for transactions and ledgers. Everything on a blockchain is transparent. Anyone can see anything, but it's because of this transparency that it's super secure. There is no one computer or corporation that can manipulate or modify the data. Each computer or node must be verified by others. This makes blockchain the most secure way to make transactions today. Now, most people think of artwork when you mention NFTs, but an NFT can be just about anything. An NFT is basically a proof of ownership. You own it, and it can't be taken from you. They can be used for unique items in games, videos, music, event tickets, real estate deeds, or any type of contract. There are so many use cases, the sky's the limit. Tweets have even been sold as NFTs. You can create a single NFT, and that's fine for some use cases. But you're going to find a lot of examples of collections of NFTs. These are like trading cards. Each is unique with its own attributes, some common and some super rare. And there are many communities that are built around these collections. The two great examples are CryptoPunks and the Bored Ape Yacht Club. These have become super popular. The cheapest CryptoPunk available to purchase at this time is over $400,000. And the floor price for a Bored Ape Yacht Club NFT is $150,000. What we're going to do now is create an NFT collection. We're going to create 10,000 unique images. You might think this is going to take forever. It's not. We're going to do this by using layers. We start with our base image, and then we add more layers to alter the resulting image. This is how most NFT collections are created. Now, there are many applications that you can use to accomplish this, such as Photoshop, GIMP, Procreate on the iPad, but I use Figma. I like Figma because it's vector-based. When you resize a vector-based image, it doesn't pixelate. But this is just my preference. You can use whatever you're familiar with and you have access to. This is not going to be a Figma tutorial, but I have set up several layers and drawn different features for each layer. You should start with the furthest layer, which is the background. I have several solid colors and some other custom backgrounds as options. Now the idea here is to have several options, and then later we're going to use a program to randomly choose an option from each layer, which will generate for us all of our unique images. Now next I have my base layer, which is the cat outline. This layer will be the same for every image. Then I have two color layers. One is the fur color, and the other is an accent color. And these have several options to change the color of the cat. And then I have